2010 Candidate Forum. I'm Cheryl Berry, and I will be the moderator for this evening's panel. And tonight we have the candidates for Glasgow City Mayor. They are Rhonda Troutman and the incumbent mayor, Darrell Pickett. Candidates for other contested offices will be presented in separate shows, all of which will be rebroadcast beginning in October and continuing until the night before the election. Please check the Glasgow Electric Plant Board's website for dates and times of the specific races that you might be interested in. The questions I'll be presenting tonight were drawn primarily from those submitted to the EPB website by anyone who wanted to put a question in. These were available only to an EPB representative, to a library representative, and to me. The candidates have not seen the questions in advance, nor has anyone else except my legal assistant. The candidate rules are as follows. The questions have not been made available to either of you. Each of you will be given similar questions, but it's not possible to ask you both the same questions on most of these. Time constraints require that the answer be limited to 2 minutes. After 1 minute and 45 seconds, this light will come on. When it comes on, you know you've got 15 seconds left and you need to wind it up. When that light goes off, your time is up. At the end of the questions I present, each of you will have 5 minutes to speak to our audience, both in here and on tape. At that time, to start with, we will, as a courtesy to the incumbent, you will be asked the first question, and then you will be allowed to give your response, Ms. Troutman. And at the end, again, as a courtesy to the incumbent, you will give your 5-minute statement at the end first, and then you will make the final statement, Mayor.
Thank you.
Is everybody ready to understand the rules?
Ready to go.
Okay. Mayor, this one goes to you first. What do you consider to be the priority of city government, and how do you intend to implement that priority going forward? For you, in addition, has your priority changed during your time in office, and how?
Okay, thank you, Cheryl. And thank you, Electric Plant Board and Cheryl, for doing this. Glasgow wants to know, and I think this is good for the community to know your candidate. When I came into the office of mayor in 2003, and there were a lot of challenges and things that I had to do as far as debts. We were in debt, but we were in debt for good reason, for good projects that the previous administration had been involved with. And as far as my priorities have changed, one thing about that is, we are a debt-free city. We operate in the black, not in the red, and I think that's good for this, especially the way the economy is at this particular time. It's not good. Every night on the news you hear something bad about the economy. But in reference to that, a lot of things that I wanted to do and have not been able to do is because of the economy has gone south, so to speak. But I have been able to pay off the debt. Again, we are a free debt city. We continue to operate in the black. As far as priorities, we have a lot of challenges, I think, that are ahead of us. We need a new substation 3. We need a new police department. The landfill, I'm in the process now of looking at another piece of property that's near the landfill. Not that I might see that in my lifetime, but I'm looking at the future for the future generations. Our cemetery, it's outgrowing itself, so to speak, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's the way life is. And so with that, and a lot of the things that's going on with our economy, jobs, and everybody talks about jobs, but there's more to the job as mayor than just because we met yesterday with Amnil, the announcement there. So with that, like I say, really hasn't changed, but I continue to progress this city as I've done in the last 8 years.
Thank you. Rhonda?
The same question?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, the local government is a unique animal because it's where taxpayers are closest to their tax dollars. Taxpayers in the city are concerned about things like making sure their garbage is being picked up properly, making sure the roads are paved, and they are able to see how that is being accomplished. I think one of the roles of the city and the leaders in the city is to assure the taxpayers that they are spending their tax dollars in the most efficient and effective way possible. You want to make sure that people feel safe in their homes and that they know that that dollar that is taken from them in tax revenue is being spent properly. I I am a big believer in planning. As we move to the next few years, we need to look forward. We need to look where we need to go with future landfill. I agree on that subject. We need to do planning for larger items such as the police department, and that needs to be built in a long-range plan. That is not something that you can do overnight, and it needs to have a lot of thought put into it. I'm a big believer in working with the taxpayer, with the community, so that they understand what services are available. I would like to see, for example, us use, say, the EPB to showcase, how to take the bus or how to recycle. So citizens' education is also a big part of, I think, what the local government is all about. If I am elected, I will make that a priority, and I will make it a priority to constantly evaluate the services and make sure we're doing that in the most efficient and effective way possible.
Thank you. The next question will be yours to answer first. Are you in favor of term limits? If so, please, or just explain your answer, and Mayor, your question will be the same.
I think term limits have some advantages, and I do think that is a push nationally. I know that a lot of people nationally are questioning when people get into office and are able to just apparently stay in office. I would, at the local level, think that that might be something that would be a good thing. I know that you do need some memory, institutional memory, and it's good to have, for example, on the council we have people who have served a number of years, and that's useful to have that because they serve as a memory to what we have done in government. But yes, I would agree that sometimes that limit might make it a better place for new ideas and new people to be able to come into the process.
Mayor?
The thing about that is that, we have challenges every day. And as a elected official, I know that my first term as mayor, and I tell you what, it takes a while to learn a lot of things about what the office of mayor really is, because you cover every aspect of all things that goes on within this city. You may be dealing with a ditch, or you may be dealing with a tile or something like that. So, the thing about that is, like I say, I think there should be a term limit. I've beginning to agree with that, because I think somebody can stay in office too long. What is the term of that? I think at the office of mayor, I think 3 terms would probably be good enough. So that's why I want one more. But anyway, but seriously, I think the term limit, because sometimes people get in office and they stay 20, 30 years. I think that's entirely too long. I don't care whether it's the mayor, city council, governor, legislator, or whoever it might be, because a lot of times a person, they forget who they work for. And an elected official works for the citizens of that community that they serve, or state, or the nation, or whatever. So, yeah, I think you can stay in office too long. But the thing about that is, you need to stay long enough to be able to achieve the things that you want to see achieved, because experience goes a long, long way. And I know with the 8 years that I have, I've learned a lot. I've been in administration since 1995. I know how the city operates. I know every function of every department, and so again, term limit to some degree is good. It's just the length of the term. I wouldn't want to go beyond 20 years of any term. I think that would be long enough if you did that. So.
Thank you. The next question is yours, and it will be the same for both of you.
Okay.
And I want to explain something before I ask this question, because there are going to be several now that are going to have several parts, or will be extended, and if you get in, you're not sure what you're supposed to answer, please ask me and I'll try to clarify.
Okay.
Childhood obesity has become a problem that receives national notice. The state of Kentucky in particular, with regard to deaths from specific diseases, is in the top 10 and frequently higher for heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. As a city leader, do you have any plans to incorporate healthy living ideas into our city fabric? What are those specific plans or ideas? The group Sustainable Glasgow has a master plan for a network of walking, jogging, and bicycling paths around the city, which would be called the Glasgow Greenway. Please incorporate your opinion regarding this plan and its feasibility into your answer.
I'm a firm believer in exercise, and living on the farm for 30, 40 years, lifted weights in my younger days. I can still lift weights, but not as heavy as I used to. But I think exercise is a key. I think the education process should be involved in the schools as far as eating the right type of foods and things like that. We have a health department. We have other resources. There's all kind of resources out there in our world today, because but people, parents have got to understand also that they are the parents. By that I mean that you got to take care of your kids. And when you look at school kids today, my daughter-in-law is a school teacher, and I know she sees this, and there are probably a lot of kids that are overweight. But somebody has to take the initiative of saying, we want to eat right, we want to exercise, we want to do the things that's going to make us a healthier nation. And I'm glad that our nation is involved, because when you look at other nations and see the programs that they have, then maybe it's time for us, even on the local field, that we involve some programs, whether it's through the school system, health department, a lot of programs we could have here at the library that would inform people, if you eat right, you're going to live longer, you're going to be healthier, you're going to be able to do the things that that normally a person who does not eat right, exercise, and do all those things. So.
Well, I'm pretty familiar with the Sustainable Glasgow initiatives. I'm a member of that board and have been kind of involved in some of the development discussion of the kind of healthy living, healthy community. About a year ago, I had the opportunity to participate and help write a grant, actually, and provided some information to that would have been a partnership with the YMCA and Sustainable Glasgow. We were kind of working together that would have created a healthy living kind of community healthy task force that would have involved the schools, the city, county government, YMCA, and the health department, and other leaders in the community. Unfortunately, they didn't get that grant, but that got me to thinking that's a great way to get that kind of thing going locally. If we could bring some resources together, working with the Y, working with the health department and the schools, those are some big players, and just help promote healthy living, and walking and exercise. We have a wonderful recreation department. We have walking trails that are already out there. I would like to see those promoted and used as much as possible. You can't go any night you go to Beaver Trail. There's hundreds of people down there walking. I'd like to see twice that many. I would also like to see us investigate, as Sustainable Glasgow has been pushing for some designated bike trails, bike ways on some of our traveled roads. I think anything we can do to work together as a team on that would make our community a better place to be.
Thank you. The next question will be yours, and it has several sub questions. Excuse me. We no longer have SKF, Johnson Controls, Carhartt, and as of December 31, Dana among our major manufacturing employers. What steps did you as a councilperson take to try to avoid these closures? What steps as a councilperson have you taken to try to fill the empty facilities? Excuse me. What initiatives has the city instituted to provide assistance to those whose jobs were lost as a result of the various plant closings?
Well, I've been on the city council for going on now 2 years. Some of these plants closed actually before I was in office, but I know that the city has an ongoing effort to work with the plants as things come up, trying to figure out what their needs might be. I would like to push that